you're thinking about sending that resignation email, wait. The job market right now is brutal. It is not what you think, and I'm going to tell you why you need to reconsider. Let's go. Okay, so the Bureau of Labor Statistics just said that July openings in July of 2025 dropped by 400,000 roles. And right now, job openings in the US is the lowest it has been since 2021. Yes, that's right, when the nation was still reeling from the pandemic. Not only that, but layoffs are on the rise. If you look at tech, finance, and even healthcare, layoffs are climbing, putting more people into the market who are unemployed looking for jobs. And again, because we've got like 400,000 less jobs than we did just recently, it's even more competitive for the jobs that are still posted. You have companies like Meta and Amazon slowly trimming teams and doing it very quietly. And according to Bloomberg, the average time that it takes in order to find a new job right now has gone from 3.8 months to 5.3 months. So it's increasingly becoming harder and harder to find a job. And depending on when you're watching this, like if you're watching this when it goes live, what is 5 months from now? Well, you're going to go through all the holidays in this time. Hiring traditionally slows down around Thanksgiving, and the second half of September to the first week of January is like a dead zone. And during an already slow market, it makes it a really challenging time to look for a job. One of the things I cannot emphasize enough is that competition is ruthless right now. Right now, on average, for every open position, there are 2.2 applicants, and that's up from 1.5 applicants per open position last year. And one of the things that's making this really brutal from a candidate experience standpoint is that AI screening tools that companies are now using, they eliminate about 70% of candidates before a human ever even sees their resume. So you spend all that time applying to a role, customizing your resume, filling out all their information in their applicant tracking system, but there's like a 70% chance that no human is ever even going to see your resume. You're getting rejected by AI. Another big change that's been happening for some time now is the fully remote roles are almost dead. About 12% roles in America are fully remote. Hybrid is the new normal. So that flexibility that you used to experience and used to go after as a candidate, well, now it's only 12% of those jobs are actually fully remote. And you can only imagine the volume of candidates that apply to those roles almost instantaneously. Now, one of the positive things that we've seen here is that loyalty is on the rise. And what do I mean by that? Well, internal promotions are actually up 22% this year, according to Forbes. So what companies are realizing is that instead of trying to find new people, they're trying to do more with less. They're trying to incorporate AI, and they don't want to have to worry about replacing top performers. So they're working hard to retain them. Companies are putting a lot more effort into retaining their employees. So one of the strategies you might want to consider employing here is if you are burnt out, or if you're considering leaving because you're unhappy with your job, maybe go to your boss, maybe try renegotiating it, because companies are investing in trying to keep people right now instead of investing in onboarding. Now, I do want to be clear. If you are in the type of work environment where you feel like it is toxic and it is a problem for your mental health, then yes, absolutely. No job is worth that. So you should look. But what I would advise you against doing is if there's any way you can avoid it, you should not quit without another job lined up. Because I've been in recruitment for 15 years and I can tell you right now that the job market is brutal and that is getting worse as we go into the fall. So your career is obviously your decision, and you have to determine when is the right time to invest in a company, when is the right time to stay, and when is the right time to leave. But I just think it makes sense to know what the market is like while you take that into consideration. Now, one of the things you might be experiencing as a candidate is you might be interviewing in places and then not getting a job offer. And sometimes this happens because you make mistakes in the interview. So I made this video here. This video here is mistakes that good candidates make in the interview, and I teach you how to fix it and how to avoid making these mistakes. So I'll see you over there.